Did he already post that? Like, did I send him something and I totally forgot?
No, it was like from a while ago, yeah.
I know. I was like, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so far ahead of schedule. I'm already like halfway through December right now.
Oh, really? Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's not easy.
Yeah, no, I hear ya. Cool. I gotta fix. Let me fix some questions for you. Well, I have different questions for you because obviously I know you a little bit better. And yeah, so let me just update these here. I think we started a little bit earlier than we normally do, but I think we'll be all right. Let me. Let's see. I don't know if you watched any of the other ones, but some of my streams they cut out halfway through sometimes, like the audio. So just heads up, it takes like 2 seconds to get that pulled up. So let me pull up this one here. And then Campfire Tales, are you still there? What do you want me to call you? Should you want me to call you Campfire Tales, or what do you want me to call you? Hello? Wow. Already having. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What do you want? How do you want me to call you? What do you want me to call you?
Just Campfire Tales is fine.
Campfire Tales. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, I will do. Nice, man. These streams, man, live. They are. I didn't realize how crazy these were gonna be.
They're a lot of fun, though. Yeah.
Yeah, they are a lot of fun. It's just, yeah, I didn't.
Oh, don't forget my link in the description thing too.
Oh yeah. Let me. I don't know. Let me see if I know how to do that. So I do it on Streamlabs. Let me pull up your thing here.
Oh, you might not be able to do it during the live stream. You might have to open up if you have two screens. You'd have to open up YouTube on another screen and edit the video. I don't know if you can though while you're live. I don't know.
Yeah, it won't.
I don't think maybe you can't. Okay.
I can plug it throughout the stream, but
no worries.
Yeah, let me see if it'll let me. Yeah, it won't let me edit. Oh wait, maybe it will let me edit. Let's try this. Let's see if this will save. Okay, I think because it's still technically live, so we'll see. All right, hopefully that works. All right, goodness gracious. All right, let me. All right, let's get this ball rolling here. All right. So tonight with us, guys, I have Campfire Tales. He's a friend of the channel. He's personal friend. We've been friends for about a year or two. About a year, give or take.
Yeah, a year, give or take. Yeah.
Since our, I think he reached out to me about similar time around last year, wanting to do a collab. So, yeah, really cool guy. He's previously known as Zach Baby TV, but he is now Campfire Tales. He's got a great channel. He's got tons of awesome videos and stories, and I'm glad to have him on.
Hey, appreciate you having me.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll kind of just hop into this. So just off the bat, what inspired you to create a horror narration YouTube channel?
Well, originally I was doing YouTube for something else. I was doing unboxing videos and like collection stuff from the 90s, you know, like Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, X-Files, things like that. And there's a very small audience for that, and I noticed the channel really wasn't doing anything for about a year and a half or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to always listen to creepypastas when I was on the road or at night. Primarily off the top of my head, Darkness Prevails and Swamp Dweller were like the main ones I would listen to like all the time. And I mean, I know there's a ton out there, but those were like the main two I always kind of went to 24/7. Swamp Dweller for, you know, the stuff with the woods and everything, but Darkness Prevails, like I love his voice and his delivery.
Nice.
And the way I switched up the channel was basically I would tell ghost stories around the campfire whenever we would go camping. And we were driving up to go camping. I don't know if we were going to Idlewild or where we were going. This is back in California when I lived out there. And we were listening to Corpse Husband. I hired a hitman on myself, and it was like an extremely long story, but we had a really long drive, so it was perfect. And like I don't even remember the drive because like I was so zoned into the story, like I just wasn't there mentally. Like I was in the story, but I was still driving. Luckily, we made it safe. But you know, my wife was just like, why don't you do? Sorry. My wife was like, why don't you do this on YouTube? You know, you do it when we go camping. Why don't you do it for YouTube like these guys are doing it? And I'm like, oh, maybe I will. Maybe I'll try it out. And so it kind of happened like from that conversation while we were listening to Corpse Husband driving up to go camping.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So it was kind of a little bit of your wife kind of pushed you to that next level.
Yeah, she was like, why don't you try something new? Basically, like, why don't you try doing narrations? You know, why don't you tell stories since you do it when you're camping? And I'm like, yeah, I'll try it out. That'd be cool. I already have a mic. I had a really horrible, cheap microphone. It was like a $15 mic from Wish app.
Oh, yeah.
And I had no idea how to do anything. I mean, it was just square one. It was just like, it was a learning experience. Really? It was a learning experience, very, very much so.
Oh, interesting. How much you said? So, how long did it take you to get up to where you felt comfortable sharing it?
Well, I shared it right away. Like I figured it was just trial and error.
Right.
I think it probably took me a good year and a half before I really got like my originality and my own like flow with the narrations. Like if you listen to some of my older stuff, you could just tell the quality. It felt rushed. Like it was just the beginning stages of learning how to do it and do it right. So I'd probably say a good year and a half before I really found my like when I figure how I sound now. It wasn't how it was back then.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at your channel here and everything, and it said the date created was December 9th, 2006. So when did you officially start the narrations?
The narrations, I officially started doing that, I believe, in August of 2018. I think that was the first time I did a narration story.
Oh, wow.
I could be wrong, but I think it's August or September of 2018.
Okay.
And at that time, I was still mixing in the other stuff I was doing with the channel. But then eventually, just over time, I just went full on force towards narrations.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Cool. Awesome. So, I guess, I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit. But really quick, so you had a different name previously. You had Zach Baby TV, and then you changed it to Campfire Tales. What inspired you to change the names?
Well, I figured, I just noticed that the sub count wasn't moving too much, and I figured maybe there was an issue with the name of the channel as it didn't fit the criteria of what I was doing. Okay. Zach Baby TV doesn't sound like a scary story channel, you know, so I had to kind of switch it up and come up with a new name that suits better for what I'm doing for the channel. So that way it's more presentable for people that never seen the channel. They're like, oh, Campfire Tales. You know exactly what that means when you read it, you know?
Yeah. No, I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Well, yeah, I think it could go either way. You have channels out there where it's like Let's Read, where, you know, it's pretty straightforward, where they're talking about that. And you have other channels. I mean, I think you mentioned Darkness Prevails. Darkness Prevails, that does definitely sound like a scary channel name, but it doesn't necessarily. I wouldn't initially think off the top of my head, if I hadn't have seen his stuff before, that would have been horror related. But yeah, no, I totally see what you're saying. So Campfire Tales. So I personally know what inspired that, but for the viewers that are watching, why that name specifically?
Well, one, because I would always tell stories around the campfire when we would go camping in the mountains. And also, I'm a really big fan of Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark back in the 90s, where a group of kids would get together at midnight and tell ghost stories. It was something that was on Snick at Night on Nickelodeon. So I just felt like it just kind of represented that in its own way with the name. Plus, hence, campfire tales while we were camping, telling ghost stories and stuff like that. So that's kind of. I originally wanted to change the channel to Midnight Society, but there was quite a few channels with the same name.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I really wanted Midnight Society just because I love Are You Afraid of the Dark from Nickelodeon so much growing up. But there was quite a few channels with that name already, and I was like, nah, I gotta find something else that's not as popular, I guess. So I came up with just Campfire Tales, and I said that works.
Okay. Yeah. No. Absolutely. I personally know you're a big fan of the Goosebumps series and the Are You Afraid of the Dark and things like that. I also follow you on multiple different types of social media, and I've noticed, especially on Twitter, you shared that cool chair that you got that you made, I should say.
Oh yes, the storytellers chair is what it's called.
Yeah, it's, for sure.
That was a very long process to make.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. So I'm assuming that's from the show then, right?
It is. It's mostly of a replica from the show because hence, the show's chair was made for 12-year-olds, so I couldn't have something that's small. So right. I made it adult-sized, but it still has the same shape. It still has the triangular back part with the armrests in it to make it look like concrete. It's supposed to be stone, so I ended up liquid nails.
Okay.
I put 6 concrete cinder blocks together, and that was like the foundation. And then I got a 4x4 and a long pole of it, and I cut it in half, and those became the armrests. And then I ended up getting weathered plywood, like 2-inch thick or something.
Oh wow!
And I screwed the armrests into that, and it was like a square, so that created the butt part. So now the armrest and the butt area was connected, and so I laid that on top of the liquid nails, not the liquid nails, but I laid that on top of the cinder blocks. So now I had the bottom part, even though it's 2 separate pieces, and the back part was also that same wood, but I had it measured and cut to a triangular shape with a crack cut into it on the right side, just like on the TV show.
Okay.
And then from there, I had chicken wire, and I put before the chicken wire, I taped up and wrapped the whole thing in tarp, just because I was like, maybe that'll help with weather, because I'm like, once this is here, it's never gonna move.
Yeah.
So I wrapped the whole thing in tarp, and then I put chicken wire all over it because I knew I was gonna use concrete. And concrete's not going to stick to just tarp or wood, especially going upwards. If it's flat, maybe, but not vertically. So
yeah.
I had to wrap the whole thing in chicken wire, and I got cut all over my hands. It was it was very hard to get the chicken wire on there and to get it to stay. It's once the chicken wire was on there, I had to get I forgot what it's called, quickcrete or something. I forgot. It's basically a concrete that you could mix, and it has fiberglass inside it.
Ooh.
But it's made to where you could actually go vertical and not just horizontal. So you could actually concrete going upwards. I think it's because of the fiberglass that's in it. It was almost like a concrete bondo, which made things a lot easier. But it was still very difficult for me because I've never done it before.
Okay.
So it was a process, many days, and then so once the whole thing was concreted and it hardened, it's just one big solid piece now. But originally, it was more than one piece. But once the concrete was put on and totally, the concrete layers all dried out. Now it's just one big concrete chair. God knows how much it weighs, and it's just not going to go anywhere, and that's perfectly fine because I don't want it to. So
Okay.
now, yeah, so it looks good. Yeah.
Nice. Slavic Scott wants to know. So you mentioned you go camping quite a bit. When you camp, do you sleep in a tent, a tarp, car, or hammock? What's your setup for camping?
For camping, we sleep in a tent. We're tent campers. Usually a blow up mattress, but that is annoying. I want to get some kind of what do you call those beds that have legs on them?
Like a cot?
Like a cot. Yeah, I want to try doing that. That's probably going to be a little more comfortable than the air mattress, but we tried camping in our tent with nothing, and it was a really long night, and I woke up and my ribs were all sore, and I was like, never again. It was not a good night. So, but yeah, definitely tent camping for sure. I don't own a hammock. I love hammocks. I've been in them, but I've never actually set one up to go camping myself. But yeah, definitely a tent for sure. I love that outdoorsy feel, to be kind of one with nature per se.
Okay. Now, is that by choice, or is that by is that preference, or is that like my wife and I, for instance, like I go camping with her and her family, but it's not by choice. It's I would prefer like a camper or like a trailer or something like that. So you mentioned you like the outdoor feel. Would you prefer a camper if you had the means to do?
Well, if I had the money, I wouldn't mind it. But to me, it's like it almost doesn't feel like you're camping if you're not really outside.
Right.
If you're in a camper, you're definitely going to be more comfortable and relaxed. But it doesn't really feel like I'm really camping if I'm doing that. But I wouldn't say no if I was invited to go in a camper and go camping with people.
Okay.
I'd say heck yeah, But
yeah,
I think a tent is just preference for me because that's what I did when I was a kid.
Okay. Awesome, yeah. No, I'll be the first to tell you I am a glamper for sure. So, whenever I have the ability to go in something other than a tent, I'll take it up. But yeah, well, cool. Let's see here. Let me pull up some other. So I personally know I could probably answer this question, but I think we want to hear it from you though. What is your favorite type of video to make for your channel?
Video? You mean as far as like category?
Yeah.
Cryptids.
Okay. Do you have a particular cryptid that you enjoy?
I would say probably the Dogman. That's probably the most popular cryptid on my channel.
Okay.
I enjoy narrating stuff about the Dogman, but it's I do all kinds, but yeah, probably the Dogman if I had to pick one particular cryptid.
What now? Do you personally believe in the Dogman?
I believe the way I think about it is until it's proved.
Uh-oh, you there? I think we might have lost him. Let me try pulling him back on. This is bound to happen, unfortunately. Yeah, so I can see that you're still there. It's just I gotta reconnect it. So give me a second here. It's gonna take me a second before we can rehear you. Yeah, so you'll be able to hear me, but I can't hear you. So I don't know why that is. It's really weird. All right, so I'm reconnecting us now. All right, let's see. All right, are you back, Campfire Tales?
If I am, if you could hear me.
Okay, I think you are. Perfect.
I don't know what happened there.
No, we call it the stream shark. It just cuts out, takes my guest away. But yeah, awesome. Sorry, we were talking about the cryptids, the Dogmen. So you said something about until they prove something about it.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those subjects with the Dogman, Bigfoot, Skinwalker, Wendigo, whatever it is. It's like, I feel like, yes, it could exist, absolutely, but then again, it's like, how do you know? It's not like anyone's found any bones anywhere or something like that, but then you have to say, okay, are these cryptids something paranormal like, or from a different realm, or whatever it may be. But
Yeah.
I believe in it just because personally I think I want to believe in it. So it's like I want to believe that's real, even if I'm not sure, I still want to. Same goes with like aliens and UFOs. Like honestly, I think there's more. I think I believe more in the UFO stuff and aliens than I do more for cryptids. Just because there's so much about it, so much video footage, and I've seen some weird shit in the sky before. So it's like
Yeah.
for sure. So, but yeah, I believe you just never know what's out there lurking in the dark. So absolutely, why not?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Absolutely. Let's see. So personally, outside of you making your own videos, what are the kind of videos you like to watch on YouTube?
I like to watch a lot of bushcraft videos, how-to type videos for people like solo camping and stuff like that, building shelters, fires, things. It just intrigues me.
Okay.
I like watching a lot of tutorial how-to barbecue channels.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm always barbecuing and grilling, and whether it's ribs, steak, or tri-tip, whatever. Tonight I made carnitas. It was a 9-pound pork butt, and it was fabulous. And it was the first time I've done it, but I wouldn't know how to do the Mexican spices or how to marinate it overnight, what to use, and the seasoning for the rub. Like that all comes from YouTube, and I love watching cooking videos.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Are you ever gonna do anything like that with your channel where we see you upload like a barbecue tutorial or like maybe like a bushcraft tent setup or anything like that?
I wouldn't mind doing a cooking like tutorial, but I don't know if anybody would care on my channel. So, like I'm just afraid people are going to see it and be like, okay, I came here to get spooky and going to sleep. I don't care what kind of ribs you're cooking,
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I'd be more than happy to if people like requested it, like, hey, show us how you cook your steaks, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Or if they wanted me to go live when I'm camping or something, So I'm open to it, but I just don't think it's something that's going to be requested.
No, I hear you. Have you ever considered like creating a second channel for something like that? Well, first of all, if they did request it, would that be something you would enjoy?
I would. I don't know how I would have time to do that.
Right.
I do a video a day. I have almost 1,300 videos. I don't know
insane.
how I could. I don't think it's 13 yet, but it's like 1,270 something, or 1,270. It's around there. Yeah, it's close.
Wow.
I don't know how I could run a second channel with how much I'm putting into this one.
Right.
I would love to do barbecue tutorials for recipes and stuff. I would love to do that, but I just don't know how I could have the time.
Right. That kind of actually leads into my second question. For at least on the similar topic. So you mentioned you put out about a video a day, and so I follow your channel pretty closely. Yeah, so I've noticed you put just about a video out a day, and they typically range from 20 minutes to 40 minutes range, something like that.
Well, some of them are in the 15, 16 mark, depending on the length of it, or if I have multiple smaller stories, it'll make it longer. But I would say between 15 and 40 minutes is basically a good range. Sometimes I'll periodically put out like a compilation where I put like 7 or 10 videos together to have like a 3-hour video, and I'll just throw it out there,
Okay.
But yeah, that's a good range. Yeah.
Okay. What has inspired you to have that kind of determination to put out that not only that high quantity but high quality content to where you're putting something out, because that probably takes you a couple hours at least a day, right? Oh
no, a lot longer than that. I have a video come out every day, but I'm recording, editing, uploading, and creating thumbnails for at least 2 or 3 videos every day. So I am pre-scheduled through like the 13th of December already. It's already done and uploaded. It's already on standby for YouTube.
Dang.
So I probably spend a good 6 to 7 hours a day on YouTube, plus I work. So it's hard, but I don't want to. I have to be ahead of schedule. So if I ever go on vacation, I still have something coming out. It's kind of like a comfort thing for me, knowing that if I need to take a couple days off, I still have content coming out and I don't have to worry about it. So I like to be ahead of schedule with my videos.
Oh, nice.
As far as every day, I just feel like the more you have, the more it's going to be noticed maybe one day. You know, if someone has 20 videos and this guy's got 1,000, the chances are higher they're going to see your video. I don't know. It hasn't followed through and been true for me yet, but I'm still doing it.
Okay, nice. So let me ask you this. So you've been doing this for a couple of years here. Where's somewhere you'd like to see your channel in terms of subscribers and views and things like that? Where would you like to see yourself in terms of that?
Well, I'd like to have over 100,000 subscribers. Like, my first goal is to get that silver play button.
Right.
I think I'm long overdue for it. Honestly, I've been doing this for over 4 years. 4 years August, so a little bit over 4 years now.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know. I've tried to figure out the algorithm. I've switched up with better equipment, better background stuff, better visuals, better thumbnails. I'm doing my own stuff on Photoshop. Like, I've advanced myself a lot, and the channel is slowly picking up a lot, like quite a bit more compared to before. So I know I'm in the right direction. I think it's just, just sticking to it and just letting YouTube and the algorithm just kind of figure me out, I guess, one day. I don't know what else to do at this point.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think we all agree that you're criminally underrated in terms of viewers and subscribers and things like that. I guess that was going to be my next question is, and I think you touched on most of it, but like in terms of the algorithm, it's kind of a fickle beast. And I've had a couple of people ask me, what is it that gets you on the algorithm and things like that. And me personally, all I know is the longer the better. I know, every channel has, whatever topic that does better for them. I think right now you're killing it in the thumbnail game right now because your thumbnails are very unique all of a sudden. I did notice a couple of months ago you did a face reveal. Have you seen any success with that?
I just know when I did the face reveal and I changed the actual icon avatar picture for YouTube with my own face and the banner as well. And now I'm actually introducing each video in front of the camera. Basically, I'll come on the video and say, welcome to the channel. Tonight's video, we have 3 stories. The first one's based in this state, and this is what happens. Then the second story, it's like I'm giving a little introduction. And I think it is better because I've had a lot of people comment on it saying it feels more presentable, it feels more personal from the viewer's standpoint. It feels more personal, like they're seeing me, so they feel like they're not talking with me, but it's more personal seeing who's behind the voice. And I could care less. I just didn't have a webcam before, and this whole switch up was from a buddy of mine, What Lurks Beneath. I believe you're friends with him as well. And I talk with him quite often. I know he's very busy, but he gave me like a lot of pointers. He's like, dude, show your face. He's like, I did show your face. You got to switch up your thumbnails. So he's actually like, he's given me a lot of pointers, and I've asked him questions like, hey, what do you think about this? He'll be like, no, change that, but I like that idea. So he's actually helped me a lot with the transition of how my channel is now. I have to give credit due to him because he's helped me out a lot as far as like ideas and direction as far as like the visuals and stuff, because I would have never thought about showing my face until he told me that I should do it. And he was like, do it. He's like, it might take time, but it will change your channel. And it has. Like, my views are a lot higher on the videos than they were, a couple months ago.
Really?
So it's, I had one video hit over 30,000 views, and that was like 4 days ago. And that's rare for me. It doesn't usually hit 30,000. I had one video come out, like tonight, and the next morning I'm getting ready for work, and I look at my YouTube channel, and it had like 11.4 thousand views, and I'm like, am I reading this right? 11,000 views overnight? That's insane.
That's really good.
Yeah, and I've had a couple videos hit 3,000-4,000 overnight. So it's like whatever I'm doing, it's working. It's just taking its sweet ass time, unfortunately. But it is doing better, and it has been because my thumbnails have changed. Face reveal might be a part of it. I don't know. It does kind of give a more personal aspect to it at the beginning of the videos. I think so. But yeah, I think I'm headed in the right direction, and I'm just waiting for things to pick up and finally get that spike.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've had one spike like that ever with 30,000 or whatever. That's insane. Wow. That's really good advice. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, so I follow What's Lurk Beneath. I wouldn't necessarily, so I've spoken to him a few times. I wouldn't necessarily say, I mean, we're nice to each other, but I don't know him personally or, very close or anything like that. But I did notice that he's changed up his channel earlier this year, and he's seen
Look at his channel now.
Yeah, he's seen massive success. It's incredible.
Huge.
Yeah.
But he took it to another level that I did not. Like he's doing a lot of documentary style stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't have a teleprompter and stuff like that. Like I don't have that kind of money to invest that much. Like I got a good setup, but I don't have that kind of equipment to actually read in front of the camera without taking my eyes off of the camera, to read it. So it's like, I can only do so much. So I was like, you know what? I'll change up the background. Instead of having a simple loop or a picture, I'm going to put some beautiful scenery. And it works. You kind of get dragged into it, when I've watched some of my stuff, listening to the story and I'm seeing beautiful waterfalls or someone walking in the woods on a hike. Like you kind of zone out. You almost kind of lose yourself in the story by seeing the visuals instead of just a loop that I used to use.
Right. 1XV wants to know, are you ever going to do a fan meetup?
A fan meetup? Yeah. If I ever meet somebody that lives near me, or if there's any convention that I ever go to and I run across somebody that knows who I am, since my face has been revealed, it's kind of obvious if you see me in person somewhere in public,
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't mind taking a selfie with somebody, or if I run into somebody that he's like, "Hey, I know your channel. Oh, cool."
Has anyone ever noticed your voice, or have you ever met anyone in real life that has either recognized your voice or your appearance in real life?
No, but I used to have my old channel logo on the back of my car, and I've had people like search me out in the mall because they see my car parked in the parking lot, and it had YouTube subscribe Zach Baby TV on the back of my car for years. And someone would like send me a message on Instagram like, "Hey, I'm in the mall. I want a selfie." So,
oh wow!
Just like randomly, like actually noticing my face just walking by or my voice. No, that hasn't happened yet.
Oh wow, that's cool. It's almost kind of I wouldn't say creepy, but people messaging you or seeing your thing. Have you seen? I had noticed that you had that on one of your vehicles. Let's see. Let me see what. So Banshee wants to know: have you ever had a paranormal encounter, and if so, what happened?
Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before a few times on some on live streams on my end. I've woken up in the middle of the night where it felt like somebody was shoving my face in the pillow, and I was gasping for air, and I'm like looking up, and my wife's asleep, and I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
I've had a weird dream to where weird dream where this like burnt crisp guy, like his whole body was black, like he looked like he had been burnt alive, and he was leaning over my bed in the dream. Of course, I'm not in my bed, but it's a bed.
Right.
And I'm not. I don't feel threatened in the dream. It looks like he's reaching out to warn me or to touch me for some particular reason, and it freaks me out. And whenever I get too scared, I always get that what I call the thunder in your ears. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's like that weird noise in your ears. Well, when that happens, I wake up. Like I don't stick around for a horror dream. Like I wake up and I'm like, whew, shit, that was wild. You know?
Yeah.
So I wake up. And he's still there.
What?
That kind of creeped me out. I woke up from that dream, and that figure was still leaning over me as I woke up.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like frozen in shock, like when you're a kid and you swear that someone's in your closet, you know?
Yeah.
Because the door's open and you see a silhouette there. And so I'm frozen like that, and I lean over, I look to my right, I'm shaking my wife, but by the time I turned around, it was gone.
Wow.
And then I was on a trip to Northern California to do some fire extinguisher work, because I used to be in fire protection as a technician.
Oh, wow.
And I was gone for 5 days because I lived in Oceanside, California originally, and we don't have any kids yet. And like day 3 that I'm gone, my wife's calling me from my hotel room that night, and she tells me this crazy story that in my computer setup, where I had everything set up at the time in our old apartment, there was a children's hair barrette, like the U-shaped ones that you just kind of slip over the center, you know?
Yeah.
There was a hair barrette on the keyboard where I record scary stories. And she was like, where'd this hair barrette come from? And I said, what are you talking about? And she's like, there's a kid's hair barrette on your computer, on your keyboard. And I'm like, I haven't had any of our nieces or nephews over. I have no idea what you're talking about. She's like, well, how did it get here? And I said, I have no freaking clue. So she was super freaked out because she was alone for 5 days. And then she sees this kid's barrette on my computer system, and we have no idea how it got there. So I got home, I threw it away. I said, well, if something's, you know, connected to this hair barrette, it's going in the dumpster. So
yeah,
I got rid of it real quick. So that was kind of a creepy one. I wasn't physically present for that, but it was still kind of creepy for sure.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it sounds like you have a couple of paranormal encounters. Gabriella wants to know. So I think she might have missed it earlier, but you did go over this one. But I'll have you just go over it again. What inspired you to tell the stories for your channel?
Okay, Gabriella. Basically, yeah, we did. Basically, originally, I was just a fan of it, just like everybody else who listens to it, whether they're going to sleep to it or they have a long road trip they're on, and you kind of zone out. I would always tell stories around the campfire when we would go camping up in Idlewild or Big Bear, wherever we used to go camping. And we were listening to Corpse Husband on YouTube in my car with the Bluetooth, and my wife's like, why don't you try doing this on your channel instead of your unboxing nostalgia stuff that you collect? Like, why don't you try doing this, since you already do it when we go camping? Just do it with the microphone and record it for YouTube. She's like, look at the subscribers. These guys are making money. Why are you still bullshitting with unboxing videos of Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark and crap like that? Right. You know, it's just like a piece of my childhood. But she's like, why don't you try doing this? These people are making money. Like, these people do this this is their job. This is their career. They're making bank. And I'm like, maybe I will, you know? So that's kind of inspired me from doing that after listening to Corpse Husband. But like I said, I was listening to Darkness Prevails and Swamp Dweller and a few others, you know, for several months, you know, prior to even having the slightest idea to actually do it myself.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad you did end up doing that. Really quick, who would you say would be your top 5 narrators that you would listen to? So you mentioned Darkness Prevails, Swamp Dweller, Corpse Husband. Who would be 2 other ones, if any at all?
That's hard. There's quite a few good ones. That's hard because I don't judge off of sub count. Like I could care less if you have 100 subs or 100,000. Like if I like your voice, I like your voice. If I like your delivery, I like it. You know. Shoot, that's hard, man. I would probably say Slumber Reads.
Okay. Yeah. I understand.
Slumber Reads. I like his voice a lot. I used to listen to him quite a bit as well. I mean, now that I'm not gonna lie. Now that I'm narrating and doing this, and I'm in the horror community, I don't really listen to I don't listen to people's channels like I used to because I'm too busy doing my own. I do my own now, so I really don't have time, you know. But I would probably say Slumber Reads for sure. He had a really good tone, delivery. I really enjoyed his channel. Fifth one, that's hard, man. Who else did I used to listen to all the time? Maybe Being Scared. I don't know. There's that fifth one's hard, man, because you know, it's just like I'd have to go back and look, you know. So it's like, because I mean, when I was listening to Swamp Dweller, he was a small channel. He wasn't even a large channel at that time, you know. But I liked what he did, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, and a lot of these channels I find randomly on accident, and it's not like I'm searching for these particular people. They just kind of show up on the feed, you know.
Yeah.
That fifth one's going to be hard for me. I want to say Being Scared, but I feel like there's, I don't know. That's hard. I'll stick with that. Yeah, I'll stick with those 5.
Okay.
Because I know I used to listen to a lot of him too, but I just feel like there's a name out there I'm forgetting right now. But yeah, those are probably my top ones.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So people you've listened to, who would be, I won't make it as difficult, but who would be your top 3 if you could have any 3 narrators come on your channel? Who would they be? Did we lose you, Zach?
No, I'm here. No, I'm thinking.
Sorry. No, you're good. Yeah, sorry. I thought we lost you.
Oh, no worries. Well, I have already collaborated with Darkness Prevails.
Really? When? I think you told me that, but I can't remember. Was that on his channel or yours?
Both. He's been on my channel and I've been on his channel before. And same with Swamp Dweller. That's my first. That's my second. And I've been on their channel. They've been on my channel. The third one, probably Slumber Rates, but I've never been able to get him on my channel or on his.
Okay.
It's never happened. But I wouldn't mind. It'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's there's a lot of good channels out there. It's hard because I know with Slumber Reed's channel, I don't know if it dives so much into the deep woods stuff as much as I do it.
Yeah.
But I would, you know, the category like Darkness Prevails and Swamp Dweller, they're right in the same element what I'm doing. You know, it's woods, camping, hiking. It's crazy outdoorsy. It's all kinds of craziness. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard for that third one, but definitely Darkness Prevails and Swamp Dweller are probably my top 2 as far. But I've already done stuff with them too, so.
Okay, yeah.
I'll collaborate with anybody. Like I'm always down to have my video longer and working less. So if I could have a 20-minute story and then someone sends me a 20-minute story, well that's great. I got a 40-minute long video. It's going to be really good, you know.
Right.
And it's less work. I don't have to do so much work, you know. So it's I love collabs. I love doing stuff with people.
Oh yeah, those are great. Slavic Scott wants to know: have you ever gone geocaching?
Geocaching?
Mm-hmm. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's basically where you're given coordinates online and you have to.
You have to go to it and find something or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw that on TikTok somewhere. I've never done that. I don't think I ever would either.
It's if I were to be like a killer or something like that, that's what I would do. I'd be like, oh yeah, come out to the shack out in the middle of nowhere. It's a nice treat for you.
Yeah.
I actually wrote a story about a guy that does a geocaching and he gets like a book. And the book is like, you can sell your soul to like this Goatman entity,
Oh yeah, I got a Goatman story coming out tomorrow night actually.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, they're hard to come by. I don't write a lot of my stuff. I have written stuff, but I'm so straight to the point. I don't know how to fluff it to make it long. So
Yeah.
I have trouble getting a long video out of something that I come up with. I have tons of ideas, but I gotta have other people do it for me as far as writing it.
Oh, really?
But yeah, Goatman, that's hard to come by. You don't come across too many Goatman stories.
It is hard. Yeah, I feel like the Goatman. If there were to be well, first of all, more than likely I could probably say is not real. But if there were to be a Goatman, that would be terrifying. Absolutely. Let's see, Gabriella again wants to know, what story freaked / scared you the most?
From other people or
just
mine?
I would assume in general, either.
I don't know, because there's so many of them. I have a personal favorite story of mine, and it was actually in my beginning stages, when I had the really cheap microphone and I haven't really discovered my flow, my rhythm, tone. Like I was still just reading it really quickly. It was a story called Lockdown, and it was actually like a zombie story about these people in an apartment complex somewhere, and it was a rad story, and it's always been my favorite one. But that came out like years ago. But it's called Lockdown, and it's on my channel. But I love it. Spooky, freaky. I don't think any of my stories have ever scared me because I narrate it. You know, and I don't think I could get scared from my own voice. I enjoy listening to myself. I don't know if that's weird, but I actually enjoy listening to my own videos. Is that weird? Do you ever do that?
I don't watch my own stuff.
I don't watch it every night, but like I'll watch it or I'll listen to it while I'm cooking, or if I'm doing something, I'll just have it playing. I'll be like, oops, I messed up there. I said the same line twice. Oh crap, that happens. It does happen.
That's funny.
But I don't mind. Yeah, I don't think anything's really scared me per se from a story. Movie wise, that's different. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, me personally, I don't think anything really popped out at me that really scared me. I remember when I was younger, I was in high school at the time. That was back when the creepypastas were really coming out and being a big thing. The Slender Man one freaked me out because I didn't realize at the time. Obviously, it's fake, but I kind of like the same premise with like skinwalkers, where it's like if you think about it or talk about them, it draws it near you, and that really freaked me out at the time. I didn't understand like that was like I don't know, just like part of.
Now that I think about it, there was one that was kind of like creepy, but it was just simply entertaining. But it did have a little creepiness to it. It was a story called Booth World Industries. I thought that was really unique. It was really different from anything I've ever heard before. I don't think it per se it scared me, but I was just like, wow, this is fantastic. Like it was creepy in its own way. It was just, it's called Booth World Industries, and the phone number that's on the thumbnail actually works. I've called it.
Really?
Yeah. Booth World Industries. It's like I won't tell it to you. You have to look it up if you don't know what it is. But it's a cool story.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out for sure. Since we are in the holiday season, this is a two-part question for you. What should we look forward to for your channel to get ready for Halloween? And also, what is your favorite scary movie of all time?
Gotcha. You're cutting out like every couple of seconds, but I think I heard you.
Okay.
As far as Halloween goes, for Halloween night, I am putting a collaboration video together with you, actually. I'm just waiting for your story. I've already recorded my story. I just haven't done any editing yet because I'm waiting for yours to come in. And I'm seeing if anybody else is going to throw theirs in. If not, it'll just be you and me, which I'm totally cool with too. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I was kind of just waiting until like the last couple of days or a few days to see if I do get another story before I make that intro where I'm talking to the camera. I don't want to miss somebody's name that ends up emailing me something, Yeah. So, but as far as right now, it's just you and me. scariest, like, favorite horror movie of all time, it would have to be Stephen King's It from 1990 with Tim Curry.
Oh yeah.
That's been my childhood favorite horror movie, and it still is my favorite, no matter how cheesy or outdated it is. Like, it's always been my favorite.
Nice. Yeah. My wife and I, we just watched the remake, the 2017 version.
I like those, but I don't like them as much as the original.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed them because it's it. I love it.
Right.
You know, my Halloween, my whole house is themed it out front.
Oh wow. That's terrifying.
I actually built a life-size kid Georgie with a raincoat and a red balloon that says "You'll float too" in my front yard.
Oh wow.
And I actually built a fake-looking sewer drain with bones in it, and I got webs everywhere. I got Pennywise on the door. I got Pennywise the dancing clown on a sign that's that's hammered into the dirt on the walkway. Like, it's all it, like,
wow.
themed for my house for Halloween.
That's crazy. Because what's interesting, because there will be some people where they obviously have a horror channel and they don't really care for horror outside of the narrations, but it sounds like you really soak that kind of stuff up.
Oh, I love it. I mean, I love Christmas too. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Christmas is probably my favorite time of the year. It's just I'm very positive. It's something about it. Even the music. Like, I love Christmas. Everything about it.
No.
From the hot cocoa to the pajamas, like everything, the decorations, the music. I love it. But I love Halloween too. You know, it's just. But aside from, I don't know if you have this as one of your questions, but I thought it would be a good one. Like, was there a particular character from a movie that actually did scare you growing up? I don't know if that was on your list, but I thought that was, when you were asking me my favorite horror movie, it kind of threw it in my head, like, hey, that would be a good question.
No, yeah, that is a great question. Yeah, I actually didn't have that. I just had movies in general. But yeah, what character from any horror movie, is there anything that popped out and scared you?
Yeah, I thought maybe it would be a good question to ask other people too if you're doing more of these. Like, if you know, obviously everybody loves horror movies that's doing this. So, be like, was there a particular thing or person that freaked you out growing up? You know, yeah, it would be from Pet Sematary, the original one from the '80s from Stephen King as well. Zelda. If you guys have seen the original Pet Sematary from the '80s. Zelda is the mother's aunt, and there's a lot of flashbacks of her being young, having to take care of her sick aunt, and her aunt is named Zelda, and she is the only thing that's ever given me nightmares as a kid growing up. I didn't really have nightmares growing up, but whenever I'd watch Pet Sematary, Zelda, like, scared the crap out of me. And I would have nightmares with Zelda. She still creeps me out. Like, not on the same level when I was 7,
right,
you know, or something. But she's terrifying to me. Zelda was creepy as hell.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I don't think I've seen the original. That's interesting.
Oh, it's way better than the remake.
Yeah?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, my wife and I, we both picked out a handful of different horror movies we wanted to watch this Halloween season.
Nice.
I might have to make some switches and throw that on there.
Well, we've been watching a horror movie every night for the whole month.
Oh, yeah?
If not that, TV shows, you know, horror, like we've been watching a lot of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors. We've been watching Event Horizon.
Oh, yeah.
You name it. Last weekend, we went and saw Smile and Halloween Ends, Saturday and Sunday. Like, we went back to back and saw two scary movies the whole weekend. Yeah.
Wow, that's on the same day or just the weekend?
No. Saturday was Halloween Ends, and Sunday was Smile. Yeah.
Okay. Was Smile any good? No spoilers.
Surprisingly, to me, it was better than Halloween Ends.
Really?
I was not real. I never saw the trailer for Smile, and then when I saw the poster of it, I was like, okay, it's just this lady smiling. Like, who cares? Like,
right,
whatever.
Right.
But my brother-in-law is like, dude, it's actually really good. I'm like, yeah, I don't really trust your judgment with movies, dude. You know?
Oh, really? That's funny.
Not to be rude, but you know, you've let me down before, man. You know.
Yeah.
He was right. It was good. There was a lot of good jump scares. It wasn't horrifying, but there was some good jump scares in that movie.
Nice.
And Halloween Ends, it was good. I'd give it like a C plus. Like,
Oh, really?
it was good. It's worth seeing. I would never buy it, but it's definitely worth seeing.
Okay, yeah, I might just wait for it to come out on, like a Netflix or Hulu or something before I give it a watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So kind of one of my closing up questions I have for you, and this is one of my favorite questions, and I ask it specifically at the end. That way we have a little bit of time to talk about it.
You're cutting up.
Oh, sorry. So my question for you, so non-politically, what is your favorite conspiracy that you believe to be true?
Aliens and UFOs. Absolutely. Roswell to Area 51, like, it definitely involves extraterrestrials, UFOs. I know there's a new name for it now, but I still call them UFOs, whatever. But definitely aliens, for sure.
Yeah.
X-Files all the way.
What,
Mulder and Scully style.
To what degree do you think? Do you think that, because I think you and I are on the same page in terms of that, but do you think that they're just out there doing their own thing? Do you think they're involved with human interaction? Are they a part of the government? What do you think the degree is with alien?
I believe they're already here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There'd be no point for them just to have a giant telescope and just watching us. No, they're here. I believe they're amongst us. And they're definitely in the skies. I've seen some weird stuff, and I've seen plenty of weird videos. And my old roommate and I, we saw some weird shit on 2 different occasions. I saw a triangular flying freaking object, 2 of them actually, about a month ago, out here in Tennessee.
Oh wow!
And at first, I thought it was one of those. I thought it was a drone at first.
Really?
But it was no drone, dude. It was no drone.
So let me ask you this. You said you think they're here. Do you think that they look like us, or do you think they're hiding somewhere? What's going on with those?
I don't know. I feel like you could take that in different directions, whether they shapeshift or they're little green men, or whether they're reptilians, shapeshifters. Honestly, or the Greys. Like, there's so many different versions that you could think of.
Right.
I do believe they're already here, though. I just don't feel like they're just periodically checking us out from the sky. Like, I feel like that would be a waste of their time.
Okay. Do you think they have?
But as far as a form, though, I have no clue. Like, your guess is as good as mine. It could be any of the different ones that people have came up with.
Yeah. Do you think they have an agenda? Do you think they're trying to accomplish something?
I don't know. I feel like if they did have an agenda, they would have already done it by now. I mean, you got old hieroglyphics of extraterrestrial flying saucers from like the Egyptian time frames.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like if they had an agenda for world domination or something, I think they already would have done it. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think it's a world takeover, or I think they would have did it a long time ago before our technology advanced.
Okay, so here's a follow-up question for you. Do you think that aliens are responsible for any other cryptid type creature? Do you think that perhaps maybe they have been breeding us with like dogmen or like Bigfoot? Do you think Bigfoot is maybe a man and an ape hybrid? Do you think that there's any involvement with that kind of creation? Uh-oh, I think we lost them. Let me see if I can get him back. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me reset this. Man, right when I was asking the good question. So you probably can still hear me. Let me try to get him back. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why it does this. It's the aliens. They don't want us to communicate with one another. Gabriella says, currently rewatching the X-Files, and man, it is so creepy and relevant today. Nice. Let me see if we can get him back. We get you back?
I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. So right when I was asking you that good question, you cut out. So what, were you able to hear the whole question?
I forgot what it was, but yeah, I did hear it.
Okay. No, you're good. I was just asking if do you think aliens are responsible for creating any other cryptids that are out there?
I think they might be, but I do also think that we're responsible for some of it too. I know
Oh yeah.
there's secret labs and weird test sites that they're doing, kind of like a little stranger thing, thing going on. Little stranger things going on with some labs that are not supposed to be there.
Right.
Uh, like the whole thing with Bigfoot, the hybrids and stuff like that, reptilians, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I won't blame aliens for that, but I would blame humanity for some of it.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Um, as we're wrapping up, really quick, one XV wants to know what's your favorite season?
My favorite season is winter.
Okay. Nice.
But I'm loving fall right now. I'm loving fall, but I love winter. I love the cold. I love snow.
Is that right?
Yeah, I do. We get a little snow here, but not as much as I'd like.
Yeah.
But I love fall too. They kind of go hand in hand with me. But
Yeah.
I'd probably pick winter.
Okay. Cool. Mr. Top Hat wants to know: have you watched the Persona?
I have not.
Me neither. I haven't. That's actually the first I've heard of it, so I'll have to check it out
Yeah.
later.
Mhm.
Well, cool. Well, awesome, Zach. Sorry, Campfire Tales. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate your time and your
That
awesome
was fun.
questions.
I appreciate it.
Of course, yeah. Make sure to go check out Campfire Tales. He has a great YouTube channel where he has a plethora of cool stories and videos on his YouTube channel, Campfire Tales. It should be listed in the description. I'm pretty sure I did that, but if not, I can get that posted again. I'm gonna pull it up again just to make sure that I have that. Also check out, he has recently posted a collab with himself and I that we are both in, and then he's also having, yeah, it's coming out. It came out tonight already, and then he also has a fun one coming up for the holiday season. That should be a lot of fun. Campfire Tales, thank you so much for coming on. Do you have any questions or any statements you want to go over before we wrap up the stream?
No. This was fun. I appreciate you having me on. Those were some good questions. I had a lot of fun answering them, and yeah, it was a great live stream.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Well, great. Thank you so much for coming on. I do have one question before I let you go. When are you going to do any more live streams coming up with your channel?
Oh God, I'm so bad at that. I used to always have Thirsty Thursdays for live streams, but man, I've been forgetting to do it for so long. I need to get in the habit of it again because it's really fun.
Yeah.
I need to. I just need to start remembering to do it.
Nice.
I know this month it's kind of hard because we're watching horror movies every night.
Right.
So I don't know if I could do the live streams right now just because we're watching horror movies every single night until Halloween.
No, I hear you.
But I definitely want to get into the hang of doing live streams maybe once a week, once every couple of weeks. I want to get back into it. Probably the Thursday thing again. Thirsty Thursdays, I'll probably just continue. I want to make it fun. I want to have drinking games and take shots of tequila or Jack Daniels, whiskey or whatever. Like,
Nice.
I want to make it fun, like somehow. So
Yeah, of course.
I got to come up with some different games and stuff.
Yeah, for
To
sure.
play with the people, so it'd be fun. Plus, I have the webcam now, so
Yeah.
I could make it a little more fun, so they could actually see me doing this and not just take my word for it that I'm taking shots.
Right.
So,
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Campfire Tales. Make sure to go check him out on his YouTube channel, Campfire Tales. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. We will we'll catch you probably in the next video.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right, awesome. Have a great evening.
You too.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the stream tonight. We started a little bit earlier than normal, but I appreciate you guys being here. So that was Campfire Tales. He's a good friend of mine. He has a great channel. I do recommend you checking him out. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Saturday. Hope you guys are having a great week. Tomorrow night, let me see who we have coming on. I always forget. But yeah, we will be live streaming tomorrow night, so make sure to tune in for that. That will be a lot of fun. And then we'll look at, I have some fun things in the works for next week. I can't say for certain who it is just because we have yet to tie down a great time, but I should have a really fun Friday set up for next week's stream. So definitely want to check that out. Potentially, I might have 2 very big channels coming on. So, but yeah, tomorrow I will have Papa Scares on tomorrow. So make sure to stop in and check that out. Well, guys, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing, and have a wonderful evening. Good night. Oh, and tomorrow, One Next View tomorrow is Papa Scare. So he's another great channel that I've worked with before. So make sure to stop in for that one. Have a great evening, guys.